We got new commanders in the game, and that means testing them out before they actually are in the game. So you know the drill. We're using the Specos battle simulator. We're gonna see how it holds up. But to be particularly honest with you, I am more interested in the garrison commander, and specifically Hector, because the open field counterpart to David is Gangnam Style. So it's a Korean cavalry tanky commander compared to Nevsky. But honestly, what I've seen so far is he's just for the cavalry mains, or people who use more than just one or two, maybe even two if you're still using Huo as a skill damage cavalry. You can still run Huo, I think, for now. I might be wrong about this. Obviously, you have Achilles with the 5 circle AoE, and then you have Gang, who is a single target tanky commander, and like Nevsky. So, I'm not too excited about him, honestly. So I want to know more about the garrison. So what you have on the screen right now is the simulator. You know, I've set it up before recording, but basically you have on the left side we have the rally, which is going to be Shapper with Ashurbanipal. We have the Egypt civilization for the rally damage. We got a 10% defense token. We're VIP 19, 2 million troop count, single troop. We got the talent build. We can probably use a different one. Maybe this one. I think full feral is the go-to for rally. Let's see whether is there something else here. I'm not a rally guy, so I could be wrong about these trees, so bear that in mind. So I think I'm gonna go for this one, because I think you do want the feral nature. Then we have the auto equip mode with the special talent. We're gonna be using Horner Ring, just to make it simple. And we have all special descriptions for Wedge and all special descriptions for Pincer, which, this is the meta garrison. We want to have the best garrison available to use it as a reference point, and that is Gorgo Tokugawa. Once again, the talent tree could be discussed, depending on, but this is going to be single troop type, 2 million infantry with grease and the same buffs as the rally. So now we're gonna see how it does, so we can get a decent overview of how it's gonna be performing, so we know for later. We're gonna speed this up. 2 million troops. It's gonna be quite a wait if we didn't skip it. But as you can see, Gorgo Toku is losing, and yeah, it's like 100k difference, more or less. But let's just do it one more time to give us an average. So yeah, okay, this one did slightly worse. So let's say like an 80k is the average, 70 to 80k is the average. And now I want to try out Gorgo with no, not Gorgo. We're gonna try out the new cavalry. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna put David primary, and I want to use Hector secondary, because I believe this is his purpose. He is to be used as a secondary to a cavalry combo garrison, because he does combo damage and he has relevant stats for garrison, unlike other available options we have right now in the game. So for this one, we want to use, okay, this can work. Now, what talent build do we go for here? We got cavalry, we got combo, we got garrison. This is unique, and you could do you want to reduce skill damage against archers. That's for sure. You want damage against archers. This one is going to be the one, and this one you're reducing damage. I kind of like this one. Once again, I could be wrong about it, but this is just my experience. And now we want to have all the special inscriptions, and we want to be who's a good cavalry garrison? think it's Byzantium because they are the tankiest. I believe so. We could use Germany, but you know, let's use Byzantium because I haven't used Byzantium in a long time. So this could be something we might cook up. So we got descriptions, we got the equipment. Let's start. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is cooking archers. 130k. Okay, mono troop type. Cavalry. So this one shouldn't be too surprising because once again this is cavalry against archers. Cavalry should be winning. But once again, Hector is not a pure cavalry commander. He's basically a Swiss Army knife. He can be used anywhere. This is like a 80k difference, 90k difference in sevs. That's pretty good. That is pretty good, but I feel like they're going to be struggling against infantry. But that is going to be our next pairing. That's going to be the true test. So this one really overpowered against this rally. So that is good to know. I had suspicion Hector will be good, and he is good in this garrison context. Okay, now we're gonna switch the rally combo. So we can do Attila Subutai, for example. How would that go? Let's see, Attila Subutai. Subutai. Civilization Arabia for the rally damage. Now, do we go for this build? This is Kingsguard, if I remember. You got this one could be a good one. This is the standard. I mean, this one doesn't benefit, so I think this one. Yeah, we're gonna go with this one. We're gonna go with Delta. I know people some see Attila primary and you're still using Delta, but you do want the Delta. It's better. And mono troop type. Everything is set. Oh no, it is set. Okay, let's begin. So this one, wow, holy smokes. Okay, maybe this is a glitch. Maybe this is a glitch. Oh my goodness. Never mind, Attila Subutai is getting absolutely destroyed. Did I put everything right? Horn, ring. Same setup basically. Same inscriptions. Wow. Maybe it's talent build? Let's see. I don't think this talent build should be better because this is reducing skill damage and this pairing does not do skill damage. But let's try. Yeah, it's doing even worse. Wow. Okay, I was expecting it to perform, but not like this. Okay, so David Hector, really strong. But now the true test is here. We're gonna do Scipio. So we're gonna do Scipio Wallace. Just remember, next cycle is infantry, and we're gonna be in open field, and we're getting a rally commander. So I don't think this particular pairing will do as much damage as the next one will. So I think this potential garrison has a lot of longevity, at least until the next 3 months. So for infantry, we're going to be using full smite. Yeah, this looks good. We're going to be using pincer. Pincer is very strong, and we're going to be using, I think you still want to use grease for rallying. So here we got Scipio Wallace against David Hector. Oops, let's begin. Aha, so now it's struggling against infantry. So this is somewhat expected. But it's not losing by a terror. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it is. So it's doing well against, I mean, very well against archers and cavalry, but first impression, it's not going to be the same fate against infantry. It's going to be a bit more toe to toe. And I expected that. I didn't expect this garrison to break everything. And it but this is very good. Like honestly, using the troop types in mind, I would say this is a good average. So Gorgo Toku is still up top with David and Hector. Like yeah, this thing actually kinda usable. So especially maybe in a pass scenario where, you know, I don't know how it's gonna be able to delay a swarm. Let's read the skills once again. Troops are cleansed of 2 debuffs. Okay, that's good. Takes like skill damage and more combo damage. Target takes 40% more combo attack damage for the next 3 seconds. With this commander serving as a garrison. Okay, so really good. So I think Hector is once again more designed for this purpose as a cavalry secondary to David more than anyone else. You could use him in open field, but he's not going to be doing too great, or he's going to be doing fine right now, but you know, with the next releases you're going to be having much better options. I don't think he's like a Philip level commander for the open field, but he's definitely versatile. I was thinking about him in like a city garrison situation, but I don't know how he would perform in that context. Not really a way to test that except in game, so not gonna do that. But what are some other pairings we could use with David's? So Heraclius, I don't think we want to use Heraclius. We want to use mono troop type. We could use Attila, for example. We could use Attila, but will that work? Let's find out. I don't think it will though. No, it's definitely not working. Yeah, Attila, no. Attila is not working. In this context, in my scenario, it's not working at all. So who do we have as a genuine secondary? Jan Ziska is a skill damage, Eleanor is a skill damage commander. Yeah, I don't think there's other pairing for David except Hector. And I think they knew what they were doing while they were making this. They knew you had to have Hector and David to make this work. So is there any other leadership commander we can use as secondary? Because every other secondary does either skill damage. Yeah, it's only skill damage. So there's only one real pairing for David as a cavalry purist, and that is Hector. So yeah, for me that feels like the only way, and that's good news for like 90% of players, because most people have no business doing rally garrisons, and that means you don't have to spend sculptures on it. You just spend sculptures on Achilles and gang if you're like having 2 or 3 cavalry marches. But personally, I'm only working on Achilles on both of my accounts, and I think I'm going to be doing just fine with that decision, and then just wait for new infantry. Just use Archer Achilles, and I'm going to be much happier to have work on that earlier, and then have enough heads for the next infantry, which is going to be most likely Smite. And yeah, so gonna be a shorter video this time. I hope you liked it, hope you learned something, and this video actually confirmed my suspicion of Hector's purpose in the game. So thanks for watching, shout out to Specco, If you want to use it, check it in his Discord. I'll have it in the description below, and I'll see you.